circus would have a ton of amazing acts for sure.
Maybe some circus jobs would be pretty cool.
This is the one and only Kids Planet Circus!
Wow, what a fun weekend.
Yeah, I'm exhausted.
Do you guys ever think about how cool it would be not just to go to a circus, but to actually be in it too?
Random much?
Yeah, have you been to the circus recently or something?
No.
I don't know. Vince, maybe some circus jobs are pretty cool, like setting up a giant tent.
Yeah, now that'd be exhausting.
Yeah, and I definitely wouldn't want to pick up after the elephants either.
Okay, but listen. Think of how fun it would be to run out in front of a crowd as part of a real-life circus act.
Obviously, the best job would be the ringmaster. Picture it, guys. I can see it now. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome one and all to the most dazzling show on earth. We hope you sit back, relax, and enjoy the show as we entertain you. After all, this is the one and only Kids Planet Circus!
I've always wished I could see those crazy muscle guys that can lift like an elephant over their head or something.
Oh, our circus would have a ton of amazing acts for sure. It is my pleasure to introduce you to our very own Cow Joel the Clown. Together and help me welcome our very own Bingo and Bongo! Try this at home. And next, it is my honor to introduce the act that many of you are surely here to see. The magnificent, the incredible, the unbeatable Strongman!
cool to be that strong.
Yeah, it reminds me of a story in the Bible where this guy's wicked strong, just like them.
Oh yeah, I know exactly who you're thinking of.
What's up, party people?
Are you ready for a crazy story?
I don't think they are, Hans.
Well, maybe we better pump them up.
My name is Vons.
And I'm Hans, and we're here to
Pump you up with an epic story.
of a crazy strong dude.
Anybody here know about a guy named Samson?
I think they're getting pumped, Vons.
But not pumped enough yet, Hans.
Well then, we better tell them some of the crazy deeds about our guy, Samson!
Like how he defeated a lion.
With only his bare hands!
Or how he defeated 1,000 soldiers at once.
Without a gun or even a sword!
That's right, and Samson had only the jawbone of a donkey.
Pretty weird, right?
But you have to know something super important about just how Samson was so strong.
Yup, he didn't get his strength from just lifting crazy heavy stuff for years and years like us.
Nope. See, Samson got his strength from God.
Yeah, the Bible tells us that the Spirit of the Lord would fill Samson with power.
And we can't forget about Samson's hair.
Yeah, because this dude had some seriously luscious locks.
But Samson didn't just have long hair because he thought it looked cool or the chicks would dig it.
Nope, Samson had to keep his hair all long because he was following God's rules.
You see, God told Samson that he could never cut his hair or he would lose his strength.
There were so many people who wanted to know the secret of how Samson was super strong.
Like his enemies, the Philistines.
And the Philistines tried for a long time to discover what made Samson so strong.
But Samson knew he couldn't trust anyone with the secret of his strength. Until one day,
He met a woman named Delilah, and he was like, "Hey there, Delilah, girl, right now you look so pretty."
yeah, so then Delilah was able to convince Samson to share the secret of his strength with her.
Totally. Instead of trusting God, Samson was more concerned with making Delilah happy.
And this did not work out well for him.
Nope, because then Delilah betrayed him. She shared his huge secret with the Philistines.
So Delilah helped the Philistines sneak up on Samson so they could cut off his hair and gouge his eyes out.
Yikes. The Bible tells us at that moment the Lord left Samson, so he was no longer strong.
Then the Philistines were finally able to capture Samson and throw him into prison.
But what the Philistines didn't realize is that God wasn't done using Samson yet.
In fact, while Samson was in prison, his hair started growing again.
So then one day, the Philistines were having this huge party to celebrate defeating Samson.
Yeah, and they decided to bring Samson out to totally make fun of him.
But Samson knew that this was his last chance to defeat the Philistines.
With God's help, of course.
Oh, totally. The Bible tells us that Samson asked God for his super strength one last time.
You see, Samson believed that God would be able to give him his strength back so that he could finally defeat the Philistines.
Exactly. Why don't you read Samson's prayer for us in Judges 16, Vons?
Totally, Hans. It says, "Oh God, please strengthen me just one more time. With one blow, let me pay back the Philistines for the loss of my 2 eyes. Then Samson put his hand on the 2 center pillars that held up the temple. Pushing against them with both hands, he prayed, "Let me die with the Philistines." And the temple crashed down on the Philistine rulers and all the people.
Right? Isn't that just so totally crazy? Samson realized his strength came from trusting God.
Yeah, because we're super strong when we trust God.
What an awesome daydream our friends were having this week. That circus sounds like it would be a great time, but what sounded most interesting to me was the story of Samson. I love how his story teaches us that we are super strong when we trust God. But being super strong might not look the way you're probably thinking. Even though Samson had big muscles and crazy long hair that he could never cut, those weren't what gave him super strength, because Samson's strength came from trusting God. And just like Samson, we can be super strong and not give up when we trust God. Trusting God is super important in lots of different situations and will help us not give up when it really matters. You know, it's super important to trust God when we're standing up to someone that we know is doing something wrong, like bullying us or one of our friends. And we definitely need to trust God whenever we're going through hard times, whether that might be dealing with a change in school, a big move, a divorce in the family, or even the loss of someone close to us. Remember, God always wants to be there for us. So even when life is tough, we know that we are super strong when we trust God. Now kids, before I send you off this week, I've got one quick announcement for you. Be sure to join us in person next week for Super Bowl weekend. Don't forget to wear your team's jersey or favorite colors to celebrate along with us. And get this, every kid who comes to Kids Planet next weekend will also go home with their very own prize, a football helmet squishy like this. All right, that's it for today. We'll see you next week for another super fun episode of our series, Circus.